Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Maria. I am a Romanian knitter living in Norway, and this is my knitting podcast, the Romanian knitter in Norway. I think this is episode 7, if I'm not wrong. Anyway, I'm very happy to be back. It has been a little more than a month, I think. But life got so busy with the beginning of a new year of school for my son, for me, and everything else. So welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. If it's not your first time here, anyhow, I'm very happy to have you here. I have been knitting a lot. I would say too much. I would say that I don't think it's okay to knit that much. But at least I'm inventing excuses like weather and things like that. Anyway, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished objects. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 works in progress. I don't know if I will have the time to talk of everything I have, but I will do my best to give you the right information, but to not make it longer as much as possible. Okay, so today it is the last day of summer, or the last day of August. And it is the first day after weeks where we can finally breathe again because the weather was kind with us today. After weeks of raining. And I know that people are complaining that in Norway it's raining so much. Usually it's not that bad. But these last 2 weeks at least, I don't think I have ever seen so much rain in my almost 3 years on this planet. I don't know where all that water went because, the words cannot describe how much it rained for days without stopping. Anyway, so today we are enjoying the sun in and out, so I hope the light is okay. But I think it's time to start with what I'm wearing. And oh my God, I just wear this not every day, but almost every second day. So I finished the Lina Cardi. This is a pattern by Maria from Stitch in Sweden. I have been testing. I have tested, this pattern for her in spring, if I remember correctly. And it is a published pattern now. If you want to have a look. And I think last time in July I just joined the front with the back, and I was working on the body. This literally flew from my needle or on my needle. I am not a native English speaker, so I might do a lot of mistakes. I'm looking my phone because my son went to my husband's workplace, and he promised me he will message me, but I didn't get any message yet. Anyway, So this is the Lina Cardi. I will send up a little bit. I think I have another picture with it. I will insert pictures and links in the description below the video. Links to the patterns I am making, I've made, links to the yarn I have been using. So I don't use Ravelry, but I will make my best to give you every detail in the description below. So this is the Lina Cardi, and I have to say I love it. I've made some modifications because I will put a picture on the screen with how the original pattern looks. So the original pattern has some garter stitch rows after a number of stockinette stitch rows. I didn't do that. Also, in the pattern there are instructions for one by one ribbing cuff and one by one ribbing hem. I didn't do that. I have a chair in my front, so sorry for the noise. Instead of that, I have done double knitted cuff and double knitted hem, and also you have instructions in the pattern to make double knitted bottom band or button bands. My English is failing me today, and I love it. I love it so much. It is so easy. So the yarn I have been using for this cardigan, it was 2 strands of yarn, 1 strand of spinny from Isayet, and 1 strand of alpaca 1, which is an alpaca lace alpaca, also by Isayet. Now, I still have yarn. I just, one hank of spinny, it is 100 meters and 600, no, not 100 grams. I apologize. And 600 meters. So it is, I think, a lace, maybe. I think it's lace. Yeah. And I've used the same number of needles as the pattern recommends. I did not swatch. And this is like a spoiler alert, guys. I never swatch unless I am test knitting. Otherwise, I don't swatch because I don't believe in gauge swatching. I know it's weird. I know that many knitters with more experience than me will totally not recommend this. However, I think through all the process of making a garment, the gauge is changing, no matter what. And with this one, think about it, you work back and forth, but you first start with pieces, little pieces. When you have less number of stitches on your needle, you have a gauge. When you have 200 and something stitches, you have another gauge. At least in my personal experience. Maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe there are knitters that can keep the gauge through all the garment, and that's okay. Perfect, not okay, perfect. But I'm not one of those. And I've said this before, and I will say it again. What I'm doing is to see what is the yarn that the pattern recommends. It doesn't matter if it is a textured pattern or it's a stockinette stitch pattern or if there is a lace pattern or cabled pattern. I'm searching for the yarn, and I'm looking on the website of that yarn to see the recommended gauge in stockinette stitch. Once I have this information, I'm trying to replace that yarn, because almost never I'm working with the recommended yarn in the pattern. So I'm searching for a yarn that has a similar gauge with the similar number, with the same number of needles. That's it. I'm not doing nothing else. And as you can see, this, I think the fit, it is perfect. When I've test knitted this, I've used plant fiber yarn from Sunny's Garden, Line, which is cotton with viscose and linen. And I've made size 5. And it was already with more positive is that I wanted for that cardigan. And also my cardigan grew a lot with washing in length and wide, or width, I think you say. However, when I decided to make another one, because I really enjoyed the process of knitting this cardigan, I've decided to go down a size, because also my measurements are a little bit different now, at least my bust circumference, and I'm so happy with it. So yeah, I just love it. I love this cardigan. Now, I had mixed feelings about my knitting, and what do I expect from my knitting. So my first goal with knitting, apart of the fact that it is a beautiful hobby, it is, I use it like therapy. It's a free therapy of, I don't know, order my thoughts, or when I have a hard day, or like many other people. It is an expensive hobby that not only takes a lot of money, but it takes a lot of time. And I think time is probably one of the most precious things we have. Now, I have been knitting a lot, wanting to go through all my projects. Somehow, my knitting vision, let's say like this, somehow changed. And I am becoming more and more selective with what I really want to knit, because I don't knit only for passion. I knit to wear what I am doing, my finished garments. I wear my finished garments every day, unless there is so warm in this part of Norway that you cannot wear wool. Otherwise, I'm wearing every day. So I want to have a finished garment that fits me well. I want to have a finished garment that I just enjoy to wear it. I want to have finished garments that when I decide what to dress today, to not be able to decide what to wear. Hold on, my son is calling. Okay, I'm back because my son needed me. He had an incident in the bus station with a person, and now he is okay. Nothing bad, but it was something that bothered him. Anyway, so as I've said, I want to end up with garments that I will love to wear, and to have a hard moment of choosing what to wear today. And I will talk about this a little bit later once I get to my whips. So this is the Lina Cardi. I love it. Now, for the dresses I have, I realized that this is a little bit too long. And I will make this again in a different color, of course. But I will try to make it more cropped like this, because I think it will really, really be perfect for the dresses. And by the way, this is a dress from Not Perfect Linen. I have been saving money a couple of months, and I managed to buy 2 dresses. And I thought this will be everything for this year, but next week they will launch the new collection. And I saw something. They had like a sneak peek photography, and there is a brown color linen with a little bit of flowers print. Yeah. So I might, with the help of my husband, get another one. Okay. Other thoughts about this pattern, apart of the fact that I love it. Oh, and it's a very lightweight. So I had 200 grams of spinny, 2 hanks, and 200 grams of alpaca lace. And I've used 100 grams of spinny and just a little bit from the second hank. So I managed to make this with a little bit of yarn. So it's so light. It's I think like around 300 grams. It's perfect. Yeah. So I will do this again for my dresses. And I'm very happy. Size 4, I think it looks great. There was one thing I didn't like about my combo yarn. It has nothing to do with the pattern. It's just spinny. It is just one thread. So how do you say one ply? In my language, we don't use ply or 2 ply or things like that. We categorize yarn with the number of needles you needed. So there is no 1 ply, 2 ply and things like that. But anyway, that one spinny was 1 ply, and it has this look of, I don't know the word, not unspun, but maybe not full span. I don't know how. Or maybe it was like this because it wasn't plied. I don't know nothing about spinning and this type of information, but I think this is how you say. And anyway, it bothered me because when after I wash the garment, and by the way, I'm washing everything in the washing machine, wool program, no detergent or something, just water. And I had never had problems. I had to spend a lot of time to give the shape again to the cardigan, because this yarn was like not curling. It was like twisting. It didn't have a straight look. So I could see I was trying to fix this problem, and I could see that it was twisting, I think you say, spiraling, twisting. Yeah. But once it got dried, that thing was not visible anymore, But it took me a little bit of time to fix this while I was putting the cardigan to dry. And I was getting so frustrated that at some point I've said, okay, I will never buy this yarn to work with anymore because it stressed me a lot. But once got dried, I forgot about it. So Probably it was just a thing of mine. Yeah. So this is my first finished garment. I don't think I've made other modifications to the pattern, but I just wanted something very simple, simple as possible. Next, my second finished garment. It is my precious, because this is how I'm saying to this. I finished a pastoral sweater or cardigan. The pattern name is a pastoral sweater, but it is actually a cardigan, so no sweater in the pattern. Ta-da! I have no words to say how much I love this garment. I think it is my favorite so far, because of the texture especially, and because the way the pattern is built. This one, it is top down. You start with the front and then with the back. This one, it is bottom up. You knit by pieces, and at the end you sew the pieces together and then make the neckline and the bottom bands. I've made one modification, so the pattern it is so not complex, so complete. There is very well structured information. There are several options that you have, for example, for the bottom bands. I didn't follow any of that. I just made what I'm doing every time, pick up stitches and make a double knitted bottom band. It turned out, I think, wonderful. Also, it is my first time putting some, I don't know if you can see, these metal buttons, which I think they are perfect for this cardigan. Usually I'm holding this too high. I hope this time it's okay. I love this, guys. I don't know. I feel so good wearing this cardigan. I feel that it is a little bit longer for dresses, but I do enjoy to wear this with over a shirt with trousers or jeans or something. I love it. I think I've done a mistake because it took me a little bit of time to get used, but I think on the left front, I think I've made like 3 rows more than on the right front. And that's because when you start to decrease for the underarm, so in between underarm decreases and neckline decreases, you need to work a number of centimeters. My fault, I was so desperate to finish this because I didn't take in consideration that I really need to take notes how many times I have repeated the chart and how many rows I have been working in total. Instead of that, I've measured. And I've done this for the other part, and of course it was not good. However, it works. So no tragedy. Also, the pattern recommends to block the pieces before sew them together. Obviously, I did not have the patience to do this, so I sew them first and then block the garment. And I think it turned out very, I mean, there is no bulky things. So this is the side. Here is my sewing, and this is how it's looking on the, I hope you can see, on the inside of the and here too. And I just, yeah, I have no words to say how much I enjoyed making this cardigan. And I'm sure that at some point next year, or who knows, I would love to give it another try in a different color and a different yarn. I think I would love to make this cardigan again using Rauma Finul, Norwegian wool. I would love to make this. I will put on the screen the yarns I've used. So I've used Sara by Permin, which is, I think, 50% merino and 50% Shetland wool. And one strand of Sonnesgarn alpaca lace. However, the merino Shetland, it grows. So this definitely, with washing and being a cable pattern, has have open. Yeah, I don't know. But it's still a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful garment. I love it. I do love it. This pattern, as I've said, it is a Pastoral sweater by Sarah Solomon, or Into the Wool. This is my second pattern from her, and I got another one, and I will get another cable cardigan that I want to make this year, hopefully. She is a wonderful designer. She so much attention to the details and the way she explained it. I mean, when you see this garment, you think, oh, maybe I could never do this, especially if you are a more beginner knitter, or especially if you have never made something, not even with simple cables. It looks complicated, but actually it is not. The cables are simple, not over many stitches. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. And actually things are happening over this cable, because the rest of it is worked the same. Just here, you have once the cable in the left, once in the right, left, right, left, right. So that's where action it's happening. So I totally recommend this pattern if you want to make it. And I think the rustic the yarn, the better this texture will look. Yeah, very happy with this. I've made size, I don't remember exactly, but if I remember, I will put it on the screen. I think size 5, 4 or 5, something like this. I think 44 inches bust. I think, I'm not sure, but it goes, it has a lot of sizes. So I think it's size inclusive if you are interested. So I will link the designer below in case you want to have a look, or if you want to give this a try, you won't regret it. It takes time, but in general, knitting it takes time. For me, it took 4 months, but it took 4 months because I choose to not finish it very fast, because it was, so I started this, I think, maybe in the middle of the March, but I had so many projects on my needles and the test knitting. And by the way, I finished with the test knitting the summer. May here was very warm, so unexpected. So yeah, I choose to not finish it very, very fast. Yeah, so this was my second finished object. Oh, yeah. My next one, it was an impulsive cast on with a yarn that I got on sale in the store. I think I got it with 70% off, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I know I paid less than the yarn normally cost. I have mixed feelings about it. I just wanted a V-neck sweater, a simple V-neck sweater that I can wear, I don't know, when I'm going to the grocery shop or things like that, or even to the school, at school. I don't have a pattern. It's a self-drafting, do you say? And this is my sweater. Now, the yarn, it is called Fairy Tale. I think you pronounce it, I'm not sure. It is by a Norwegian producer, Distor Alpaca, House of Yarn. It is soft. It is like a brush. It is not. It is a brush alpaca, but not thinner like, let's say, the one that Drops is selling. It's thicker. Actually, it is for needles 4.5 or 5 millimeter needles. However, for my sweater, I have been using 3.5 millimeter just because I didn't want a see-through fabric on the sweater. It turned out nice. It fits me. It fits nice. I mean, it sits well on the shoulders. I like the I have a preference for more slim sleeves, and I've done with this the same thing. I think last time I podcast I was working on the first sleeve. By the time I finished, and a couple of days later, I just unraveled the sleeve because I realized it was too wide for what I wanted, and I've made the sleeve. However, the only thing I don't like it, and I think it is because this yarn, I mean, it looks like it has, but actually when you wear the garment, you don't feel the drape. So it tends to cinch, how do you say? It's getting wider and shorter. And I think I need to unravel the hem and to add length to the body, because I think this will help. I still have 3 balls of yarn because I had in total 450 grams, and I've used 300 grams for this sweater. I really like the color. I will put a picture with me wearing this because I wore this one time. Yeah, so I might do that, and hopefully it will help because I really want to wear this. And if I still don't feel comfortable wearing it outside, I will wear it in the house because it's a very light, warm, and nice to feel on the skin sweater. So you can, I mean, I can wear it directly on my skin. I'm just looking my microphone because I couldn't find the thing to charge it. Anyway, I digress. So this was my third finished object. I don't have too many things to say. It is work top down with short rows at the back. Yeah, I don't have nothing else to say about it. Unfortunately, I don't have a pattern. I don't even remember with how many stitches I've started. I don't know, maybe 120, I think. Yeah. So I just need to find the time to add length to it, and maybe after that feel I won't feel so insecure wearing this, leaving my belly outside. Yeah. I have another finished object that was not even a plan last time. I am so ashamed to tell you that I have been knitting a sweater in 2 weeks. I apologize, guys. I'm not in a competition for the fastest knitter of the year. I think it's, again, for those of you who are new here, maybe you don't know that for 7 years I have been knitting for photographers. I have been knitting many, many hours every day for 7 hours. So I guess some habits are very hard to leave aside. And this is my habit of knitting fast. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm saying this because I don't want that if somebody is looking at this video and the person might think, oh my God, how much he has done in a month and a little bit. Yeah, many of these were already started, but yeah, I need a lot. Okay, so the project I'm talking about, it is a pattern by Kutovakika. I think I'm late at this party of the salty sweater party. I will put a picture of the designer and the pattern. But I had this in the back of my mind for many, many months. I just never could decide what yarn I should use. I don't like the yarn that it is used in the pattern. I did not want to use 2 strands of yarn. I did not want to use mohair. And here it is. This is the poppy sweater. It's not the poppy sweater. I'm sorry, guys. It is the Salty Days sweater knitted with Sandnes Garn poppy. Okay. So this is the Salty Days sweater. It is a wonderful pattern with a lot of texture in a 1x1 ribbing. There is some cable it looks like cable and lace. And then there is this cable motif with garter stitch and again the lace and so on. It is absolutely wonderful as a pattern. I really enjoyed a lot making this. It took me just 2 weeks because it is on 5mm needles, and I might be Speedy Gonzalez with 5mm needles. Not quite, but not far away. So for me, 5mm needles means a very fast project. I mean, very fast. 2 weeks is not that fast. Of course, in these 2 weeks, I have been knitting something else also. But yeah, I finished. So when Sandnes Garn launched this yarn, which it is I don't know what I'm showing here. It is 50% super fine alpaca, 35% cotton, and 15% merino wool. So it comes in 50 grams and 110 meters. So I guess around 100 yards. I'm not sure. Maybe 100, just a little bit. Yeah, so this is 17 stitches gauge with 5.5 millimeter needles, or 14 with 7 millimeters. I did not swatch. I had no intention to swatch with this yarn. I just got it. I unraveled a hat that I've started, I think in January or February, and the yarn was not enough to finish it. I was reaching the decrease part of the hat, and this yarn is not cheap. So this, although I had 15% discount, it still cost me, I will put it on the screen, I think around 900 and something kroner, which can be 90 euros almost, maybe. So it's not my budget friendly sweater. However, when they launched this yarn, I just fall in love. And I've said, oh, I wish I could do something with this yarn. But I always hesitated, thinking, okay, almost 100 euro for a sweater, it is a lot. But now I unraveled the hats and I've said, okay, I just cannot lose this yarn. Maybe I should buy more and make something that I will enjoy to wear it and to treasure. So I went to the store, I had 2 balls and I got another 8. So in total I had 500 grams of yarn. I didn't use all, I still have somewhere a little bit from the last ball. I think I've used around 460 grams. Yeah. So this is my sweater. I will put a picture on the screen with me wearing this sweater. Again, it might be a sweater that looks a little bit intimidating for a more beginner knitter, but I encourage everybody to give it a try, because what I like about the designers, not company yarns designers, not the patterns of the yarn producers, because those are more with less, they don't hold your hands, let's say like this. But an independent designer, I am amazed how detailed these patterns are. More and more they have a lot of tutorials, also video tutorials like this one. By the way, the designer has a whole tutorial, and she holds your hands through this process in case you are also a visual learner. So what I was trying to say, I'm speaking too much, Maria, you speak too much, is that with the independent designers, even a more beginner knitter can work the patterns, because there is everything explained from the start, from the cast on to the bind off. So I think it is wonderful. Again, it looks more complicated than actually it is. So if you think, or if you thought to make this and you are not so confident you can do it, you can. I can assure you, you can. With how the pattern is written and with the video tutorial, it is impossible for you to not have this sweater done. So give it a try. This is not an ad. I'm not paid to say nothing about nobody. It's just me being enthusiastic with my project. And to be honest, I really enjoy knitting this pattern. And usually I like this structured type of pattern, because you finish one panel and you always want to make the next one and the next one and the next one. And by the time you realize, you have time to realize, you have made a body, you know? So that's how it works with this type of pattern. So I love mine so much. It is a warm sweater. It is a chunky sweater, but I think this will just become perfect in the winter. Definitely. Yeah. It's not a sweater that I can wear now. That's for sure. Okay. Um, what else I should say about it? Oh, I've made size 3 in the pattern. Yeah. This is meant to have a little bit of positive ease, but I did not want that much positive ease. So I think it turned out just perfect. I've made a modification. So in the pattern, the instructions for the neckline, for the hem, and for the cuff are for half twisted rib. So you always work I think the knit stitch on the through the back when in round. I did not want that, so I just made a regular 1 by 1 ribbing. And another intended modification, which might not like me so much in the future, but we shall see, is that for the neckline, I have picked with more than, no, I think I have picked like 14 extra stitches, and I didn't went down to 3 mm for the neckline, how the pattern recommends. I've made the neckline with 3.5, same for the hem, same for the cuffs. Later, I might put an elastic, I don't know yet, but what I love is that it does not sit high, because I think I've made it also a little bit shorter. I didn't work the total centimeters that she gave in the pattern, but it's just because I don't stand things on my neck. But yeah, I shall see in the future. I'm so excited to wear this this year, and I'm so excited to take this out of my not wish list, but from the knitting list I always have in the back of my mind. So, my friends, this is the Salty Days sweater, a pattern by Kurovakika. I think her name is Veronica Limberg. I'm not sure. She's a Finnish designer. Yeah, I love that the sleeves are not wide. Yeah, so yeah, yes, yeah, it's in Norwegian. So yeah, I really love it. The sleeves are like this. It's perfect. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just love it. I love the color. Oh, I forgot to say that this is the color. On the Sundays Garden website, there is no names for the colors, just numbers. So this is Poppy color 2311, in case you are interested. There are not many colors for this yarn. I think 3, 4 maybe. I don't know if there are 5. No. Yeah, something like that. So I've made it. Yeah. My last finished object, it was a work in progress last time, and I love it, but at the same time I have mixed feelings. Okay, so I finished the Maggie cardigan. This is a pattern by Petite Knit. It is absolutely wonderful. I think the color, it is amazing. I've made some modification. As you can see, my neckline is not that high. I have a double knitted bottom band. In the pattern, I think there is a regular 1 by 1, if I'm not mistaken. A according to the number of stitches of the body, I was on size 6, but here I was on size in between 5 and 6. The only thing I regret is not making at least a size down, because in my mind was that I will wear this cardigan with my dresses. However, it has a little bit too more positivities for what I prefer. It is a wonderful cardigan. It will get a lot of wear, but I don't think with my dresses. Actually, I had it this week with this dress, but I have it button with buttons, buttoned up, button on. Not open, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I just don't remember how do you must say. Yeah. So it wasn't open. It was closed. But I felt it. It was oversized. It was, and the dress is also oversized, and I felt a little bit like a sack, like something without shape. Too much shape, and I don't like it because I'm not a small size, so the bigger the garment, the big I feel myself. Anyway, it's a wonderful pattern. The construction, it is absolutely gorgeous. It fits so nice, at least in this part. So it was a very new construction to me, first time making it. It has this beautiful line shape at the back. I think it is just, there are some details in this pattern that you might not see at first sight, but you are aware of them wearing the cardigan, the way it sits on the shoulder and how the sleeve fall off the shoulder. And yeah, it's a beautiful pattern, guys. I totally recommend it. The yarn I've used, it is from Hillesvåg, which is a Norwegian producer with a lot of tradition. I think if you saw my previous video, I put up a video from the day I was to Hillesvåg Mill. Not the best video, with a lot of mistakes on the writing, just because I forgot my glasses in my husband's car, and no matter how much I wanted to pay attention with my writing, the screen of the phone, it is quite little. And yeah, anyway, so the yarn I've used, it is Hillesvåg V-neck, I think you pronounce it, and this is 100 grams, 375 meters. So this normally it is a 25 stitches gauge with 3mm needles, but for this pattern I have been using 3.25, and I think in the pattern recommends 3.5, maybe. I don't remember exactly. However, I of course I did not use the yarn from the pattern, because it is Cardiff cashmere or something, which is quite expensive, and I thought I can use something else. I have to say, I'm a wool sucker, or however you can say this. I don't want to be rude. I just love wool. the the woolly as the yarn is, the best is for me. So, and this color, oh, I forgot to say, in case you are interested, this is the color. Okay, let's see. 57439 brun, which is brown in English. Yeah, very, a color that has so much life. This is what I feel with this color. Yeah, I don't think I have something else to say about it. I did enjoy knitting this a lot, and I love it. I love to have it. And I'm sure that over a shirt, it will be just perfect. I'm sure. And with trousers. Yeah. Now, I think I will get to the whips, but first I need to see how many minutes I have here. Okay, guys, it seems that this will also be a very long episode. I'm sorry. I just need to drink a little bit of water. This is a mug I have from my country, from Romania. This is a handmade mug with Romanian's traditional motifs. It is so wonderful. I I barely use it because lately, because my husband broke one, and I thought maybe I should use them less so nobody can destroy them. But it is made in a village next to the village my mother is living. And the artists are volunteers that are coming for a period of time from all over the world. And what is the most important, a part of the, of course, the talent they have and the work they are putting and the soul, the joy is that the money, it's more like an organization, this pottery, and they use the money to educate children, to help families with a lot of needs, to send children at school. And I said to myself that next time I will go to Romania, I will buy more, because why not? I don't like the sounds when you drink water, when you have the microphone. I hope it wasn't that bad. I apologize if it was too much. Next, I will talk about, or I will try to go through the whips I have now on my needles. Because, guys, it seems that I am not able to make short episodes. I have a lot of knitting, a lot of to say about it. Anyway, I will start with my first project that is called Salix Jakke, Salix Cardigan. I will put a picture on the screen. This is a pattern I got from Hillesvåg Mill, the Norwegian wool producer. And also the yarn, it's from them. So, ta-dam, ta-da-dam, my first time working with Unspun yarn. What a journey. What an interesting and stressful journey. So, I just joined the hem this morning, and I started to work on the body. This will be big because I will use it as a jacket. I love this color, autumnal color. I think it is wonderful. It is a very beautiful light orangey brown, not brown. yeah, I think it's wonderful. So this is a bottom-up construction. It is a very simple pattern. I think if you are interested, you can get it from their website, the Hillesvåg website. It is in Norwegian. I don't know if their patterns are also in English. I don't think so. But this is a two-page pattern. Not three, two, yeah, two. So even if it has not so many pages, it is a very simple pattern. I think you can manage to translate it. Very simple, so nothing complicated. It is a drop shoulder with a V-neck cardigan, and it has this belt, which I'm planning to make, of course. The original yarn for this pattern, it is another yarn from Hillesvåg, which is called, I think, Luna. Let's see. No, Vide. No, there are three yarns. Vide, Luna, or Varde. But I choose to work it with this unspun yarn. Now, of course, I didn't gauge. And no matter how much I try, I cannot reach that gauge. Just because this is the unspun, I will try to knit what I'm talking. This is unspun yarn, and I cannot pull the yarn. And it was a challenge for me to knit with this yarn with my style of knitting. So this is how I knit, with the yarn on my back. So I need to be careful to just not pull the yarn hard. I didn't break the yarn so far, but it's not the breaking that worries me, because actually when I got this yarn, I got it for a sweater. I will put a picture on the screen. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but it's by Sarah Solomon, or Into the Wool. So I thought I will make that sweater. Then I realized that it's not okay, because that sweater is made by pieces and then sew. You need to sew the pieces together. And there is no chance to sew with this yarn. Then I thought that maybe I can use a similar color from a different yarn to sew the pieces. But then again, I changed my mind and I thought, okay, I just need to choose another project. And I already had this pattern, and I thought, okay, I will make this cardigan. I've made a mistake when I've started. So it has a splitted hem. It has a very high hem, like I have, I think, around 12.5 centimeters. So you first work one of the front hems, then the back hem, then the other front of the hem, and then you join them together. When I've made the first hem, you see I have this here. I didn't realize I should have take this with me on the first row and knit together with this two, because there is no way to wave this end. So I might use water and strain, you say, a little bit this, and maybe I can pull this through. For the rest of it, I've done this, so I can just cut this because I've worked several stitches together with the tail. But for the first one, I didn't, and that just stressed me a lot. But I will leave it for the end when I can clearly see what I can do, because now my mind cannot process this. So this is one of my works in progress. It is on 5mm needles. The hem is made in 4.5mm needles. And it is a joy, I can say, but I just need to have this next to me and unravel just a little bit because I have never knitted with so fragile yarn so before. So it is a challenge. It is soft. I think there are a lot of yarns now out there that are unspun, and I know they are very popular, or at least they were very popular. I know there is a Swedish producer, but I don't remember how the yarn it is called. And then there is Plotulopi, I think, by Istex, an Icelandic yarn. I think there is also a Spanish producer that has this type of yarn, and I think there are more, but I don't know them. However, I got this from Hillesvåg. They originally made only, I think, 2 or 3 colors. I think there was black, white, and a beige. I think they were natural colors. They were not dyed, do you say? Yeah, but now they have more colors. I think a part of this they have a green and blue maybe, and something else I don't remember. I don't remember many things. I'm getting old, guys. So it's my excuse. Yeah, so I'm very excited to make this, and I think it will be very interesting to have a cardigan that it's more like a jacket instead of wearing a autumn jacket, for example. So yeah, I'm excited with this. And I got 3 of these. This is like half, not half. One of these has 200 grams. I didn't use yet 100 gram, 200 gram, 100 grams. So I'm close to half of this first. I don't know what do you call this. It's not a ball, but it's something. Yeah, so this is my first project. I'm excited and nervous at the same time because I will have a lot to wave in. So I will try to not wave in. Yeah, I think it will be difficult once I finish the sleeves, for example, because I have the cuffs. So I cannot hide that last tail. Yeah, I will think of a solution when I will get there. But if you have knitted with this type of yarn before, maybe you have some tips for me in terms of how do you wave in ends with this precious and fragile yarn. And another thing, for me, this is a very soft yarn, so I don't feel that it's prickly in any way. So yeah, it's just a joy. So I was worried about my style of knitting using this yarn because although I know how to knit using other method, I'm not comfortable with unless I'm doing color work, of course, and I'm using this finger. But other than that, yeah, it's just I don't like to use, and I think it's the same for everybody. When you are used with a specific method of knitting, I don't think you want to try something different unless you have, I don't know, maybe some health problems or pain in your hands, and maybe something else will help you, but it's not my case for the moment. Yeah, so this is my first project. I love how shippy this yarn smells. Very, very. It's like I have a sheep next to me. Woolly. Yeah, it's nice. And I finished one row. Yeah. Initially, there are a couple of sizes, not that many in this pattern, but they are. I thought I will make size 4, but seeing that I have no control of on how tight I want my stitches, so I can play with the gauge. I decided to, once I joined the hem, to make some decreases, just to make sure I don't make something really, really oversized. So the size 4 I have been started. It is for 160 centimeter bust. Now with my decreases, I went down as number of stitches to size 3, which it will be 108 centimeter bust circumference. I have 110. However, I'm sure mine will turn out bigger because of my stitches. So I think I will be okay with size 3. Otherwise, if I would have kept the stitches for the next size 4, definitely would have had more positives than I like it. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sizes. It starts from 92 centimeters circumference bust. This is the measurement for the finished garment, and it goes up to 143 centimeters. But I think if you need more, you can use a thicker yarn and work as the instructions are saying, and you will have a good cardigan. This is actually a pattern for 80 stitches. Gauge on 5mm needles. So yeah, this is my first work in progress. Now let's talk about my next one that you have seen. I've made some progress on my Smookie Sweater by Kate Davies design. I don't remember exactly how much I have shown last time, but just a quick look. I am on my third half of my third repeat of the chart. There is a 24 stitches, 24 rows chart, and I think I will need to make at least another repeat, if not another and a half. I'm making size 1, which should give me a finished circumference bust of 123 centimeters, I think. This is a pattern that it is intended to have like 25 centimeters of positive ease, if not 30. I didn't want that, of course, and I chose to make size 1 because I think 13, 15 centimeters of positive it is more than enough. This is another pattern that looks intimidating. It's looking intimidating because you have all these cables which are actually cross stitches to the left, to the right, so not proper cables, but the effect is of a cable, and it's really, really easy, guys, and I will show you. But just for an instance, I think this is let me see, because I have the pattern here. Okay, so this is a paid for pattern, but I will show you just a glimpse of how gorgeous is this chart. It's my first time working So easy a chart because the signs are just great. Look at this, guys. So 1, 2, 3. Doo-doo. So easy. They are in colors, so easy to follow. I mean, it's really, really, really easy. And again, this is one of those patterns that at first sight looks intimidating, but once you start to knit it, it is actually more easy than you have thought. The yarn I'm using is this Gepard Ulia. First time knitting with this. This is a yarn that goes from 3.5mm needles up to 6mm needles. I'm using, I think, 3.5mm. Yeah. I hope to make some progress on this, but I think that's it for the moment because I have talked about this and I will talk about it once I'm finishing the garment. Now, an impulsive cast on, as always, it is the recently published Olga sweater by Petite Knit, and it's actually my first time making a striped garment for myself. I've made it for the children, but not for me. And this is what I have so far, and today it is actually my 5th day working on this. Although some people are saying that, oh, that's okay, you are changing the colors and it goes fast. Yes, it goes, but once you reach the body, you feel like you knit, but you don't see the progress. At least this is what happens to me. So it is a top-down construction. This is the back. You start at the back, you have short rows, and then you pick up on each side, first for the left front and then for the right front. And yeah, it's not the neatest work I have done, but let's hope blocking will fix some issues. It's my first time knitting with double Sunday from Samesgarn. I have been working with Sunday, which is the fingering weight version, but this is the DK version, and it's delicious, I could say. It is so, oh my god, so soft, and it feels silky, although has no silk in it. This is how do you say? It's non-superwash merino. Yeah, so this is my actual project, and I'm using for the main color. Oh, my chair makes a lot of sounds. Let me hold this. So this is the main color, the one that I've started, and this is color 2351. And for the second color, I'm using 35 and 21. So this is peachy pink, and this is not beige, not gray. I think it's what you are calling a grayish. Grayish? Do you say grayish? Is this word existing? I don't know, but if it is, this is what it is. Yeah, I'm making size 5. So I hope maybe until next week, or even working on this next week to finish the body. I'm trying to work on this not exclusively, but most of my knitting time, it is dedicated to this because I need sweaters, and I will explain you in a minute why. So this is my third work in progress. Now, I have 3 more, and I will try to go as fast as possible without rushing excessively. My next work in progress, it wasn't a work in progress last time, if I remember correctly. So guys, here is the situation. I have to lose weight. I lost 7 kilograms in the last 2 and a little bit of months. But I need to lose more. I'm fighting kilograms for many, many years. Since I gave birth to my son, I gained 30 kilograms. Oh, for many, many years, I was at 94, 96, in between, sometimes 94, sometimes 96, for a couple of years. Then I managed to reach 86 kilograms after 7 years maybe. And then I stayed at 86 kilograms a couple of more years. And then I reached like 82, 83 sometimes. And that's it. But still a lot for my back, for my bust, for my back was hurting. Yeah, everything. I have stones on my cholecyst, and lately everything I have eaten, everything I was throwing, because I didn't eat quite correctly, to be honest. So I can say it's my fault. But the truth is that on May and June, I felt sick, really. I just didn't know what is happening to me. I was used with migraine for my cholecyst. I was used with pain. Yeah. And I went to the doctor. I had my blood analysis and things. I still to make more. And it seems that I am pre-diabetic. So I might end up with a diabetes 2, type 2 diagnostic. I don't know. I just, at the end of September, I need to repeat the analysis for diabetes. And then at the end of December. And after that, the doctor will say if I am diabetic or I'm not. Even if they will say I'm not, I will be always on the high risk of having diabetes. So I need to lose weight. This is the first step, along with the fact that I need to eat differently, and I cannot eat everything. I couldn't even before, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm losing weight, which is good. I wish I would have lost this weight just because it was exclusively my option, not because it was a health issue. But I will take it however it comes. I feel better. So if you are fighting with the same problem, I know what it is. Part of my unsuccess with my weight was the stress. Having an autistic child, it is in general, having a problem with a child, it is overwhelming. So I managed the situation the best way I could. But when you go through a situation, it is never without consequences. And not always there are bad consequences, because, it's much easier to see the bad ones. But if you think about it, really take a time and think about it, it always has a good part and a bad part. Now, I don't want to find, how do you say, excuses. Oh, it's because my son has this situation and I was so stressed. There are parents that they maybe have other problems and they are stressed. So it's not an excuse. Not having care of my health, it is not an excuse. No matter what, no matter how stressed you have in your life. Yeah. Anyway, this is not a health podcast about health. But what I'm trying to say is that because I've lost weight, I've started to knit for myself 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was in between 85, 86 kilograms, sometimes 82. So, yeah. Now, 2 years later, I have 10 kilograms less. And part of the things I have been knitting for me 2 years ago, they not just don't work anymore. 2 years ago, my bust was 124, sometimes 126 centimeters. Today, my bust is 110 centimeters. And the garments I've made then, or I've started to make then, they were already with positive ease. So when I've tried my sweaters that I have been working in the last 2 years, I realized that I don't feel well wearing them, because they don't look like with intentional oversize. They just don't look well on me. It's just, and that's it, period. So I thought, there is so much yarn in those sweaters, money that I couldn't afford so easy. So it always felt like a little sacrifice, or like, I felt guilty 2 years ago when I got the yarn. Yeah, so I thought I need to have the best of this yarn. Okay, I cannot wear that garment, but maybe I can save the yarn and I can reknit, not the same garment, of course, but something else. And I've done this with the first one. So the first garment I am almost totally unraveled. And I don't think you have seen this before, but I will put a picture. So this was my, let me leave this here. This was my Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. I think you already can see how big this was. Of course, I've chosen a big size. I think I've made size 7 or 8 by that time, because I didn't have so much experience knitting for myself, for my body, for my measurements. And I'm sure I picked up a big size. And this yarn, it is one strand of angel print mohair by Permin. I will try to put a picture. Held together with 2 strands of alpaca folgetråd by Sunless Garn, which is lace. It is a lace alpaca. So it was a pain to unravel this, and I'm sure for the project I'm making now, this is not enough. But luckily, this is a yarn I still can get, the Sunless Garn alpaca lace. just sit there. And the mohair, it is still produced, so it won't be difficult. I will try to show you what I am working, what I have decided to make. So this is Agnete cardigan by Petite Knit. So I decided to transform my Ingrid sweater in a cardigan. And look how beautiful. I don't know how well you can see it because my camera, it is actually an old phone that I'm using. And maybe it don't catch all the beautiful colors. So there are so many colors in this mohair. There is a little bit of red, green, a little bit of light orange, a little bit of brown, a little bit of beige. So it's all in the same skin, and it makes such a beautiful fabric. And this is a beautiful pattern. So this is a brioche stitch pattern on 3mm needles. I'm not gonna lie, this is not the fastest project I have ever made, but I do enjoy knitting this stitch. And it's curious because I have worked with this stitch before and I have never enjoyed this stitch. So I guess I become more experienced. So now I don't find it difficult. It's the only explanation I can find. Yeah, so I have been working on this because I wanted to join the parts and then just to have the body, because you are making the double knitted bottom band together with the body. So you actually start with a Judith May cast on, or how Judith cast on. I don't remember. So you start here with this piece, little piece, and then work the back. Look how beautiful detail is this on the back. And then the increases. I guess it would have been more visible, or yeah, if it was a new yarn, unused yarn. But I think washing, it will fix anything. And I think still, as much as the yarn looks like a spaghetti, I think it's looking very good. So the stitches are still beautiful. Yeah, so this is what I decided to make with my Ingrid cardigan. And because we are on this reusing yarn stage of the podcast, I will show you my next project. So I've said this is Agnete cardigan by Petite Knit in size 5, 3mm needles, top down, brioche stitch. Now, because I really love my Ingrid cardigan, I hope I put a, I've already put a picture on the screen. I thought, okay, but I cannot be left without an Ingrid cardigan. So I started an Ingrid cardigan. No, not cardigan, sorry, sweater. Just let me look on the window. Okay, it's my neighbor. I'm sorry, I thought it's my husband because I have to go somewhere. Okay, so I started the Ingrid sweater. Let me see if I still have battery here. Yeah, it's recording. So I've started my new Ingrid cardigan. Cardigan sweater. And again, I'm using the yarn from two garments that I will show you in a second. Excuse me for disappearing. like this, but I don't have space to have everything with me. So the first yarn, it is Rauma Finul wool from this huge cardigan I have made 2 years ago, maybe. I think, I don't remember. For the moment, I couldn't save the brown because it was too tangled and somehow a little bit felted here and there. I don't know why, I guess from the washing. But I do save this beige, which by itself, I don't like it. However, I am also unraveling this sweater I have made. This is a Jessica McDonald pattern, which I don't remember the name, but I will try to put it on the screen. I do love this sweater and I love so much to wear it, but now it is just too big. And as I've said, it doesn't look intentionally big, intentionally oversized. It's just like I picked up the wrong size, you know? Yeah. This is Sunny by Sanesgar. And this is a fingering. And this is Rauma Finul. So, using this both, let me let this aside. I'm doing a new Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. I think I'm making size 4 this time. And I think it's nice, these two together. The pink is saving this strange beige color, which is not ugly, but it's not the beige I like usually. Yeah, but I stopped with this because, yeah, I have other problems, and this is not a priority now. But I've made the back. What I want to do is to unravel because I need more of the pink one, and that I want to make also the fronts for this one join in round, and then I will just continue with the body whenever I want to pick up the sweater to make a panel, for example. Yeah, so this is the second project where I am reusing the yarn, which I think this is one of I think this is one of the wonderful things about knitting, and there are a lot of wonderful things. But you see, if you buy a sweater from a store, you cannot unravel when you don't like it anymore, or you don't think you will wear it anymore to make something else, you know. So this is one of the beauties of the knitting, is the fact that you have the possibility after a while, a couple of years, to reuse the yarn, not necessarily for that pattern. You can make something else with that yarn. And I think this is something absolutely wonderful. I have at least another 3 garments I want to unravel and reuse the yarn. But of those, I will talk in another episode when I reach them. One of them, it is a cardigan that I enjoy making it, but now it's too big. And I think I would like to unravel that and to make the book club cardigan by Sari Nudland. I'm not sure, but it's not a project that I will start tomorrow. First, I need to finish more of this. Okay, and my last work in progress, yeah, which is not that much to show. It is another cardigan, but it's a cardigan that I'm thinking to make especially for dresses. I've said at the beginning of the episode that I think for my dresses, I feel that, where is the pattern? I'm sorry, I'm searching the pattern. I hope I can find it. How weird is this? The person in the front of the camera to disappear. Yeah. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, I don't find it, but I will put a picture. I think it is called Valkyria cardigan. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the designer. She is a Swedish designer. And something, I apologize. But it's a very cropped cardigan. It has some shaping in the body. It does not have white sleeves. And I think I want to give it a try. If I like it, I will make another 2 or 3. And also, as I've said at the beginning, I want to make this one too as a cropped version, because this is a V-neck, and the one that I've started, it is a round neck. It's a raglan construction, top down. And I had a hard time choosing the color, because I don't know what's happening with the store I'm going, and I have always the 50% off of what I'm paying for the yarn. Right now, it's not having that many colors of Rauma Finul, because this is the yarn I want to use. This is the recommended yarn, and this is the yarn I want to use. And I think this color, it is absolutely beautiful. And I am not a blue person. Blue is never one of my options in terms of clothes. But this is not blue. This has many other shades. And this is color 4127. And I've made just a couple of rows just because I wanted to fill this wool. This is, even the pattern recommends a rustic yarn, you know. So the cardigan, it's very cropped. So it's like here, you know, like I think it maybe 15 centimeters over your bust down on the body. So I want to give it a try. I so enjoy this yarn. Yeah, I love it. So it's not blue. It has a little bit of green in it, but it's not teal, for example. But it also has black. So I think the base is black for this color. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. And I think it will go very well with 2 of my dresses. Yeah, I got many more patterns. I have wishes that I would love to make, to knit. But at the same time, I want to get through the projects I have. I want to choose carefully my next project. I want to be less first sight enthusiastic knitter, because usually this is not ending up well for me. I can, for example, I normally I choose yarn colors by impulse. So I'm going to the store with the idea, okay, I want to make something beige, or I want to make something gray, or I want to make something brown. And I'm coming home with this burgundy. What's happening here? Yeah. So it's a mess here, because I've tried to start something, and then I realized, no, I need to finish first something before starting another thing. Yeah, so I have a knitted wardrobe revolution. Yeah, so yeah, I will definitely unravel at least another 3 projects and we need them because I cannot waste yarn, and it's a beautiful yarn, it's a good quality yarn, and it deserves more love from me. Guys, I think now I can wrap up this episode. I don't know if I have time to edit this today because I have to go like in 1 hour at my job, which I have a break now from the job. Um, they called us to have a little party today just to reconnect because it is supposed to start again in October. Until then, I went back to my Norwegian classes. Now I've started level B1. So I've made A1 and A2 in one course in 6 months. And now I've started B1, we say the next one. But the teachers from my class thought that maybe I should give it a try to another class. Because, in a class we are not all at the same level, and it's very hard for them to make a class with students at the same level. So they thought that it would be good to give another try to another class, and they are learning B1, but a little bit of B2, B2. It's hard. So we just speak in Norwegian, which is good. I am very stressed with my Norwegian, but at the same time, I don't understand what I don't remember, why I don't remember. So I've learned Spanish in 10 years because I wanted. Nobody put pressure on me. I did not needed the language, to learn fast. I was learning because I like it, because I read in Spanish, romantic books. And then same with the English. I've learned it over many years just because I never used English at home, for example, or in my country. Maybe if once at a few years, one tourist stopped me and asked me something in English. And I've used the English for the channel a couple of years before. So there was I never felt pressure about these 2 languages to learn them. But now I'm feeling like I'm running out of time. I need to learn so much in a short period of time. And I don't know if it is because I'm not 20 anymore. I'm not old, I'm not young, but maybe just my brain thinks that, okay, Maria, we had enough. Girl, just stop. What do you need to learn that other language? So sometimes I feel like I'm just in a permanent fight with my brain. And so much information, but it's good because we speak in Norwegian. It's good because I've started to understand more and more. And I'm so excited. I'm starting to speak more and more. Of course, I'm doing so many, I have so many fails when I'm speaking because I'm using maybe not the right order in a sentence, or I'm using the verb in a different time that I need to do it, or my preposition is before the verb and it actually has to be after the verb, and yeah, you understand what I'm saying. But so this is what I'm trying to remember. I don't understand why I'm panicking, because it's not an easy language to learn. It's not the difficult language to learn. It's not the easiest language to learn. So even if people are saying it's similar to English, maybe some words, but it's not English, that's for sure. But I am enjoying, and at the same time, I'm very stressed. So, and also at this second course, I have more hours. So I'm spending my days at school with lots of new words, expressions, rules, and things to memorize and to remember for tomorrow, for the next week. And yeah, I'm a mess. But I think I'm not the only one. I think many uh, have been in my position. What I do appreciate, and Norwegian people are so sweet when you are trying and they see you are making efforts. They're. I cannot tell you how nice and polite they are, and you can see how much they appreciate. They are appreciating your efforts. So this is a very wonderful feeling because when you see this and you feel this, it's kind of okay, I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right thing, so it somehow it gives you a lot of courage to go on, and energy and good vibes, positive vibes, and yes, I can do it, I will learn this language, I will in 2 3 years maybe I can manage to speak fluently, and maybe it won't be so hard to find a job because you don't speak very well Norwegian. And yeah, it's hard, but at the same time it's a wonderful experience, I think. I don't know how long this episode was. Remember that it might be more than a month until the next episode, depending on how much time I have and if the weather is bad.